What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Donkeyboy as we continue through Silver Moon 2012. Thank you as always to Henri. And the next track is City Boy, which feels like a pretty straightaway designation. A young male who is a resident of and or a product of the city. And presumably in that regard, it is a contrast with more suburban or perhaps even more likely rural areas, and whatever qualities, traits, or behaviors are indicative of someone who is from or in the city and what that may mean. Now, of course, that could just be a starting point or a backdrop for a tale between people that is more narrow and specific. So I will try to catch what I can. Let's give it a listen. This is Donkeyboy. The song is City Boy, and it's from their 2012 album Silver Moon. I like the sonics. Lyrically, I'm missing a key detail. Underneath my skin, what? Underneath these doubts, what? So, and I wondered also if there's like a underneath my sin, but I think it was skin every time. I might be wrong. I'm actually going to check because that, whatever the second part of those phrases is, and I think it was the same phrase each time, that makes a huge difference in terms of how to take whatever is happening here thematically. So yeah, in a moment I'm going to look at that, even though typically I don't like to look at lyrics right away. I like to process what I heard, think about it, listen again, and so on. So, yes, I am going to make a slight exception here because, again, I really wanted to hear what that, it sounds like 2 or 3 word phrase was, excuse me, but I just couldn't catch it clearly. In part because I think, again, the vocals, like with the previous tune, they had a bit of an electronic effect on them. Overall, I'd put this kind of in the, like, synth dance, electronica, maybe, like, melodic house type of vein, and definitely, very electronic type sounds. And yeah, sort of a danceable groove, definitely like a dance floor tune, but not like a crazy energetic one, just kind of a nice melodic, danceable groove. And yeah, a shorter one, I want to say it's like 3.5 minutes maybe? Yeah, just about 3.5. So, I mean, not that any of their songs have been, like 9-10 minute tracks, but I feel like a lot of them have been a bit longer than this. I was surprised when it started to fade there, so either way, definitely melodically rich, and as someone who does like electronic dance music, very much in a direction that I enjoy sonically. So yes, give me one moment. I have to look this up because I'm so curious about what that phrase was. Oh wow, I literally typed in Donkeyboy and the first thing that came up was City Boy. But okay, underneath my skin lives an eagle. Underneath these clouds, there's an ego. Underneath my sin lives an eagle. Okay, I wasn't wrong. It was skin and sin. Underneath this, underneath this. I guess clouds is what I was hearing as doubts. Which, I don't know, it feels like that could be metaphorically related. And it's calling the, okay, so according to Google, the genre here is alternative indie. I guess, maybe, I'd put electronic in there. But yeah, you're moving around and heavenly you move in town. I did note, again, right away, I don't want to be that city boy running timeless streets again. I don't want to be that city boy stumbling down the streets, my friend. I did hear that. But again, like, even that, it's like he's saying there's a stereotype there and he doesn't want to be that stereotype. But again, underneath my skin lives an eagle. Underneath these clouds there's an ego. Underneath my sin lives an eagle. So yeah, I'm not quite sure what to make of that. And the whole track, there's a lot of repetition in terms of the lines, which I guess you do get more when it is kind of like a synth dance tune where there's lyrics, but it's not like this full, 6 different verses and an evolving chorus which changes every time around. It's more like a dance track, but it does have, again, lyrics and themes at play. So yeah, one I'd have to think about, but again, as best I can tell, he is saying he doesn't want to be this stereotype or whatever type of person is here represented as a city boy, which I guess if you're stumbling down the streets, maybe you're partying but you're a bit aimless, you're out late at night, you're partying, and then you sort of find your way home a bit clumsily, and maybe you're kind of caught in that loop, and underneath your skin, so maybe that's the exterior that everyone sees, but there's an eagle, you want to soar, you want to fly to new heights or something, but then also underneath your sin, underneath these clouds, there's an ego. Yeah, I don't quite know how to take it on a first listening, but definitely a tune I will continue to think about and re-listen to. Thank you again to Henri. Let me know what you think, and I will see you next time. Peace.